kuwa mkono ambao unalima ardhi, mlango wa kulima, kuwa mshindi, kuwa na uhakika sasa, kukulea mustakabali wa baadaye. Tufanye kazi pamoja na tukue pamoja, kuimarisha Kenya ni jukumu la Farm Kenya.
Hello there, this is Farm Kenya show right here on KTN, and today we are in Kutus, Kirinyaga County. We'll be looking at black soldier fly type of farming. We'll be going through the process from the egg to the fly itself. We'll be speaking to a farmer who does this in small scale. Join us as we start this. My name is Kelvin Nyakundi. Thank you for joining us. So let's get right into it and start even having this conversation and looking at when did you start black soldier fly farming and what motivated you to start it?
So my motivation to start black soldier fly farming began way back in university. I studied entomology and parasitology, which is a degree in study of insects and parasites. That's why I got to interact with the black soldier fly. And I could relate easily with the struggles that I saw my parents pass through. My parents are farmers with issues with expensive fertilizers, expensive animal feeds, which is caused mainly by the cost of protein in the animal feeds. So black soldier fly was the right answer to all the struggles that I could see my parents go through at that time. So after studying it, I went to intern at in ICIPE, International Center for Insect Physiology and Ecology. I got to learn about large-scale production of the insects, and from there I began. So I began at small scale, just a small pilot facility in my grandmother's house. Then after that, I started doing a lot of consultancies across borders. So we've done consultancies in Rwanda, we've done consultancies in Uganda, and here in Kenya as well, at large-scale capacity. So yeah.
How long has it been since you started up to now? How many years are we looking at?
I began way back in 2018 October. That's when I did my first pilot facility. And from there now, till now, it has been 7 years.
All right, so when you look at the way, because you started in 2018 and now we are in 2025, those are a couple of years, right?
Yeah.
So what have you been able to learn in terms of when you started until now? What is it that if someone is looking at this and saying, okay, I would want to get into it, what is it that the how-tos, what do you look at in terms of the materials you're using? What goes into that?
So it has been a journey of so many mistakes that I got to learn from. And for anybody who's willing to start with insect farming, particularly black soldier fly farming and red worms farming, the first key thing they should be aware of is the type of waste that they have. The type of waste that you're using will determine the type of insect that you're supposed to farm. Another key issue is with environmental factors. Yes, we say that the climate in Africa is favorable for insect farming. Yes, I agree with that. But again, you find with black soldier fly farming, particularly now the fly itself, it's mainly affected by weather conditions. For example, when it's too cold, they won't be able to lay the eggs. So you will find that your colony, your population of the insects will go lower when it's too cold. Yeah, but all these effects can be rectified by something like climate control, which is what we're going to introduce in this facility. So an automated climate control system will enable any farmer to be able now to generate all year through.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. We'll get, of course, right into that later on.
Yeah.
But let us also look at the scale of your operation.
Yeah.
Like, do you do small scale? Do you do large scale? And is it commercial? You can also give us a little bit about that.
Oh, yes. So here we are doing it at small scale. We're generating 5 tons of the organic fertilizer every month. But we do have another branch in Uganda where we're generating 1 ton of the fertilizer every day. So that's 30 tons, 30 to 40 tons every month of the organic fertilizer. So that's more of a commercial scale facility, which is also what we want to grow here. We've just started a month ago here, so we want to go bigger.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you speak about small scale, what does that entail? Because you've said 5,000 tons every month.
5,000 kgs.
Kgs every month.
Yeah.
So when you look at the small scale, what capacity is that in terms of maybe are you serving the neighbors? Do you have maybe local people that you usually serve with? So you can give us also that.
Oh yes. So mainly what we are doing, we are we are showing farmers that you do not have to buy fertilizer. You can be able to generate your own fertilizer at your own farm. So mainly what we are doing in this facility is a lot of trainings. We are training farmers on how they can be able to generate their own fertilizer and also their own protein from the insects that they can be used to cut down on their cost of production. So we do a lot of trainings, we do a lot of consultancies, and now with the fertilizer that we are currently producing, we are also selling it out to herbs farmers. It's very good with herb farmers and also flower farmers and also vegetable farmers. Yeah.
All right. You've spoken about the production process. So let us first of all look at the production process.
Okay.
What type of substrate do you use maybe to feed the larva? Because we were speaking earlier on, you said, okay, the larva, they're not on top of the soil, but they're under. So what substrate do you use to feed them?
Yeah. So the larvae, the black soldier fly larvae and also the red worms, they are what we call photophobic. They do not come out into where there's a lot of light. They normally hide. So the type of substrate that we are currently using is farm waste. Farm waste in this case being animal manure and a lot of vegetable waste from the farms. We also collect waste from the market, Kutu's market, which is about 7 kilometers from here. So we introduce all that and a lot of food waste from our kitchen. Yeah.
And if you don't get the ones that you've mentioned, do you have any other option that you use? Because maybe a farmer is not near a market, a farmer is not near a place where they can get the waste.
Yeah.
So is there any other option than the waste that is there, maybe from the market and from any other place?
No, the best type of waste to use is mainly animal manure. So if you have your chicken waste, if you have your pig waste, if you have your cow dung, that's very good for you to get started. Yeah.
Okay.
So any farmer out there at least have some chicken, some cows, so you can be able to generate waste from there.
Okay.
But without waste, generally, you cannot be able to farm the black soldier flies and also the red worms. They feed on waste. So you really need to have a lot of waste for you to be able to run the facility.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let us look at now the breeding process.
Yeah.
Where does it start and how do you go into that?
So first of all, the breeding process is the toughest. It's quite technical and it requires really a lot of science for somebody to be able to understand how to go about it. So it starts from the fly itself. The fly lays the eggs, then you collect the eggs, you incubate the eggs, then after incubating the eggs, they become the small tiny worms that now you introduce into your waste. For after a period of 15 days, the worms are already fully grown. Then you can be able to sieve them and separate the frass fertilizer and also now the protein.
So you've spoken about the larva and the process, the eggs and everything else. So when you look at the egg, how long does it take for the egg to harvest in this particular place?
Okay.
Yes.
So we normally harvest the eggs every day. We get an average of 30 grams of the eggs every day from this small facility. So with the 30 grams of eggs every day, you're able to generate 30 kgs of the larvae. So when you come to incubate the eggs, it takes a period of 5 days. From the day you've harvested the eggs, when you do your setup, a maximum of 5 days, they are ready. So when you're introducing them into the rearing beds, they are normally called the 5-day-olds. That is the 5-day-old larvae. Now you introduce it into the bed together with your waste. After introducing it, it takes a period of 10 days. Within those 10 days, they've already cleared up all the waste. So in their process of clearing up, the larvae normally have its gut system have what we call the antimicrobial activity. So what that does is every waste that comes through, it's super clean of bacteria, clean of virus, and also fungal diseases. So the end product that you're getting, once you use it in your farm will not be infested with pests and diseases. So that's one key major good thing with the vermicompost that you're getting from here, from the insects particularly. It prevents pests and diseases from attacking your crops. Yeah.
All right. Now let's look at because you've spoken about the eggs and the how long they take. Now, what is the ideal temperature for black soldier fly farming? Like the ideal temperature, and is it different when they are now flies and when they are larvae, or when they are eggs? You can also give us a little bit about that.
Okay, so I'll start with the fly. The adult fly, the ideal temperature for it is an average of 25 to 30 degrees Celsius. And now with humidity should be above 70 to 80% humidity. That works perfectly with them. With the larvae, the average temperature of 25 degrees Celsius is okay with it. Now, the type of waste that you feed in the larvae is what will determine the output.
Okay.
If the waste is of quality, then your output will be better quality. That is, the size of the larvae will be more quality. For example, a farmer who is using something like cow dung to feed the black soldier fly larvae, the output will be so much different from a farmer who is using something like food waste to feed the black soldier fly larvae. The reason is, with cow dung, the cows have fed on grass. Grass has less protein and less nutrition, okay, for the larvae. But now with food waste, it has a lot of protein. So you'll get your output of the larvae will be bigger when you're using the food waste. Yeah. The eggs, the temperature favorable for the eggs is an average of also 30 degrees Celsius. And also the humidity levels should be between 60 to 70% for the eggs to hatch well. Yeah.
All right. And when we look at the levels that you've said, the levels that you've given, the cold and hot seasons usually influence how the egg is going to come out or how the larvae is going to develop.
Yeah.
How does this affect you as a farmer, and how do you manage to make sure that at the end of the day, at least you're picking something and you're picking the eggs? The way you've said every day is the eggs that you're picking.
Yeah.
So how does the temperature influence that?
So yeah, temperature when it's super cold, for example, the current season that we are in, the egg production is normally lower. But we have mastered a way in which we can articulate or force the temperatures to be a bit higher, particularly by using now heaters so that there can be a lot of heat in the cages. And now with enough heat in the cages, the flies are more active and they are able to lay more eggs. Yes. But now for a small-scale farmer, you must not go the automated climate control system. But now for a large-scale farmer, particularly what we're doing in Uganda, is we have incorporated now automatic climate control systems for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the larvae is there. They're under the waste.
Yeah.
Or yes. So how do you separate the larvae from the waste? Because I mean they are entangled together with the waste.
Yeah.
How is that process?
So the separation process is quite easy. The larvae are also quite wise. They understand their conditions. So when they get to a stage where they are fully grown, they will come out of the waste substrate and go to a place where it's a bit drier. So it will be easier for them to self-separate themselves. But anybody who wants to separate, we normally use you can use a sieving machine to do the separation, but you can also use the hand sieves, which is just something that you can make for you to be able to separate them. I will get to show you that.
Okay. All right. And now let's look at the structure that you have. You have a structure that is pretty much very well aerated, and it has a lot of spaces that at least people can pass. It has different separations. So what influenced you to create such a structure, and how does it add into the production of the larvae and black soldier fly?
Yes, that's a very good question. Now the structure is a key determinant of how you're doing your production for the insects. For example, the black soldier flies, when they are feeding on the waste, they generate a lot of heat and a lot of ammonia. So you need to have a structure that is fully aerated. And that's why we have the netting shade around, so that there can be enough airflow and there's no a lot of ammonia being accumulated in the space. Another key thing, you've seen our rearing units are in form of beds. So we have tried to simplify the whole process. There are people who normally use the crates, the very small crates that are stacked in shelves, but our process is using the rearing beds. So when you're using the rearing beds, it's a bit more simpler, and it's also quite affordable for any farmer who's out there. So yeah, using locally available materials.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That is very well explained. Now, when you look at harvesting of the larvae, how often do you harvest the larvae?
Yeah.
And because you've mentioned about 15 days,
Yeah.
it's when it's fully grown.
Yeah.
So how often does that happen?
So in our system here, we've set it in such a way that we harvest every day. So every day there's harvesting that is being done, and there's also feeding that is being done. So we have that sort of a system. But a farmer who's interested to just get started with one particular stand, you can be able to harvest that after every 10 days. So yeah, after 10 days, you're able to separate, get your protein, and also you get your fertilizer. Yeah.
What happens if you have delayed on the harvesting? You have delayed on getting them out at the right time. What goes into that, and how does that look?
Yeah, that will be horrible if you delay to harvest. Yeah, it requires a lot of concentration. Insect farming, particularly black soldier fly farming. So for the redworms, it's a bit different, but black soldier fly farming requires a lot of attention. It's quite time consuming, and it's also labor intensive. So if you're set to start your black soldier fly unit, then you need to have your concentration in it. You need to check on it every now and then. And also, don't miss your harvesting days, don't miss your feeding days. Yeah, so that's what we normally train our farmers to do. You have to be there. You have to be present here.
All right. So now let's move into another thing.
Yeah.
Let's delve deeper into the inputs and substrates that you use. For example, when it comes to contamination, when it comes to the kinds of problems that maybe are there when it comes to contamination or the pathogens that are there. How does that work, and have you experienced that before? And if you have, how did you come out of that? Because at the end of the day, waste has a lot of chemicals and a lot of things that are involved inside. So how is that?
Yes. So what we normally do, the first contaminant that we normally get in our waste is the plastics. For example, if you're getting market waste, it has a lot of plastic papers, a lot of plastic. So we normally sort them out. You remove the plastic, then you're left with now the organic waste itself. So once we bring the organic waste here on site, we first do a process that is called the thermophilic process, whereby we inject microbes that generate a lot of heat, and then that helps in killing the bacteria and the pathogens present in that waste. And also, once we introduce now them to the black soldier fly, as I said earlier, the gut system of the black soldier fly is full of antimicrobial activity. So what that does is they clean up all the pathogens, any bacteria, any fungi, any dangerous germs that may be in the waste. They help in clearing it up. Yeah, so that's their work, cleaning waste.
Okay.
Yeah. And
that process of injecting the microbials that you've said.
Yeah.
When you are injecting that, is there a number of days that stays, or it's immediately when you bring them? You do it immediately. The process of that, what goes into the process?
So once we get the waste from either the farms or even the market, we bring it here, then we contain it, then we introduce the microbes, and we give it a period of 7 to 10 days. Within that period, it's already fermenting, it's already generating a lot of wheat that is cleaning up all the pathogens.
Okay.
Yeah.
The process of harvesting the larvae, when it comes to how you remove them, because we've spoken about the separation from the waste.
Yeah.
The process of harvesting, is there a specific way that you need to harvest them that maybe someone needs to understand and learn? And if there's a process, what wrong is there that maybe some farmers would be doing in terms of when they are harvesting the larvae?
The process of harvesting the larvae is very key, and it starts all the way from when you're introducing your waste. So first of all, when you're introducing your waste to the black soldier fly, the moisture content shouldn't be too much. If the moisture content is too much, once they start feeding, then it will be so mushy. And when it gets to sieving, you cannot be able to sieve them out. So you have to ensure that the moisture of your waste that you introduce into your larvae is less. Then you have to give them the exact quantity of waste that they will feed within that specific time, which is now 10 days. If you exceed the quantity of the waste, it will get to that point where they have not finished the waste. So it will be so difficult for you to sieve them. Yeah, so it's key for you to understand the moisture content of your waste and also the quantity of the waste that you're introducing to the exact quantity of the eggs that you have. Yeah, that way now you can be able to, once you ascertain that, now separating becomes easier. And separating is just using the hand sieves.
On the processing part, the way you've said for small scale, you don't need to process, but for large scale, you can process.
Yeah.
Are there different types of processing that goes into that?
Yes, so you can use a solar dryer to do your processing in case you're doing it at large scale. And also you can use an electric dryer. Now, the challenge with using an electric dryer, it's quite expensive to manage the electricity and all. Yeah, so, but majority of the people are using the solar dryers to do the drying.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right, thank you for that. Now we're going to go for a short break, but don't go too far. When we come back, we're going to continue the conversation and looking at black soldier fly farming.
Tufanye kazi pamoja na tukue pamoja, kuimarisha Kenya ni jukumu la Farm Kenya.
Grow with Safaricom Business. Power your business with Safaricom's unmatched connectivity. Super fast, reliable internet with business fiber. Next level speed with 5G. Seamless speed with Safaricom 4G. Pocket-sized power connects up to 16 devices. Safaricom Business. Dial *485# to get connected.
MoFix Moments. Moments of pure love wrapped in comfort, because every smile deserves the best protection. From tiny toes to cozy cuddles, snuggles, and giggles made extra soft.
MoFix ina-absorb like whoop. Imagine, haiwezi leak in 50 different movements. Makofi to both babies and MoFix. Renewed MoFix, ultimate quality.
Anyway, ongeza grass. Hey, uhudumu, ongeza grass. Anyway, ongeza grass. Hey, uhudumu, ongeza grass. Acha nilewe tu. Nilewe tu.
Dial *811 *897# to get this as your skiza tune. KTN, ndio home.
I make Monday count by reading Health and Science. It helps me eat healthy, live healthy, and stay healthy.
Setting the standard every day of the week. The Standard, Kenya's bold newspaper.
These three men disobeyed a decree from Nebu's favorite and insulted the great Marduk. May the sentence be carried out.
What makes a husband cheat on his wife like that?
Many think that it's normal. And they say they still love their wives regardless of that.
You don't think like that?
No.
Didn't we throw 3 tied men into the fire?
Yes, my king.
How come I'm seeing 4 free men who are strolling between the flames without any damage?
We value your feedback and welcome your comments, queries, and complaints regarding our content. You can get in touch with us via SMS on 22151, call 0719 012 111 or 0732 142 000 or email feedback@standardmedia.co.ke. Our PO Box number is 30080-00100 Nairobi, or deliver to our offices at Standard Group Center, Mombasa Road, Nairobi.
Kuwa mkono ambao unalima ardhi, mlango wa kulima, kuwa mshindi, kuwa na uhakika sasa, kulea mustakabali wa baadaye. Tufanye kazi pamoja na tukue pamoja, kuimarisha Kenya ni jukumu la Farm Kenya.
All right, welcome back. This is Farm Kenya, and today we are talking about black soldier fly farming. And we're here with Jennifer, who is a black soldier farmer. Thank you so much for sticking around. And now we're going to look at the process of harvesting the eggs and how the whole process is until they are able to fly. Yes, so let's get right into it.
Thank you. So now with the black soldier fly, when they are laying the eggs, they prefer hiding the eggs. So they cannot lay the eggs on top or on such a surface because they fear predators may come and eat the eggs.
Okay.
So they have to feel like they're hiding the eggs. For them to be able to feel like they're hiding the eggs, we normally make these things, we call them the eggies. So these are just wooden blocks that are tied with the rubber bands around.
Okay.
And that's where they normally inject their eggs. So,
Can I remove this one?
Yes, you can.
Okay. What if maybe they look for something else which is not wooden sticks like this that are put together? Do they have to hide it in such a place, or they can hide it anywhere, the eggs?
Yeah, they will always hide their eggs wherever they are laying the eggs.
Okay.
For us, we normally provide for them the wooden blocks so that we can be able to harvest the eggs.
Okay.
So this isn't the process of harvesting the eggs. Then you're able to know the quantities of eggs that you've harvested, so that now when you're introducing your eggs into the waste, you're clear that this amount of waste will be fed by these insects for this period of time.
All right.
Yeah.
So
when you're harvesting your eggs, you get your wooden eggies from the cages, you bring them. Then as you can see, the yellow bits are the eggs.
Okay.
That have already been deposited. That one doesn't have.
Okay. This one doesn't have.
That you have here. And some more.
Okay. So these are the eggs, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some more here.
Okay. So as you can see, these are the eggs that have been laid here. So we're going to use the process that you usually use to make sure that the eggs are well removed from this particular area. Okay.
So you have to use a sharp object to just pull them out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And what happens when maybe you have a very huge number of eggs on one of the because the way you've named them, the first, second, third, fourth, fifth.
Yeah.
If you have it maybe on the third and the fifth and fourth, of course, don't have anything. So do you have to, can you use this to remove? Like, can you use this on the...
No, that will kill them.
Okay.
You have to have a sharp object. So if you use a blunt object, it will end up rubbing all the eggs and then they will die.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can easily just pull them out.
Yes. Let me help you with this one as well. Yes, so these are the eggs on this side. Right.
Yes.
So let me also use this as well. Sorry. Alright.
Yeah.
So should they be at a specific, do they have a specific color, or they are all always, because I can see some are brighter than the others?
Yeah. So their main color is yellow. When you see the eggs are yellow, it means they are already fertilized. If you see them being white in color, it means it's not fertilized.
Okay.
So that means the female fly laid the eggs without having mated.
Okay.
Yeah, but sometimes you find them being brighter yellow and sometimes being dull yellow. It means the age difference. So if it's freshly harvested, then the shade should be the yellowish, yeah?
Okay.
When it has stayed for a bit longer, then the yellowish will be a bit deeper. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so from here, what's the next process?
So it's normally two processes of harvesting. You can just scrub them out and place them on such a sheet of paper, or alternatively, you can have your block of eggs and then you just incubate it as it is.
Okay.
Yeah, so I will show you the two processes.
Right.
So process one, after scrubbing off your eggs, you can be able now to weigh them with a small weighing scale, particularly the kitchen scale.
Okay.
Then after that, you prepare now your first meal for the black soldier fly small larvae.
Okay.
The first meal, preferably, is normally wheat bran. You can use either wheat bran or you can use chicken feed. Yeah. So this is normal wheat bran. So you're going to add some water.
Okay.
And then you just mix.
Okay, so on the part of water, do you just use any water? Because you can say, okay, there's water that maybe drained and you collected water from outside, so can you use that, or can you use tap water, or is it any other type of water that you can use?
The best type of water to use is water that is free from chemicals. So in case the water has been treated, the small young larvae might die.
Right.
So you need to use maybe rainwater or water from a river that is not, that doesn't have chemicals.
Right.
Yeah, so this is how you do it. You just mix your wheat bran with water and you confirm that the amount of water is not too much. So you just squeeze it out. You see it's not too much, yeah?
Yeah. So do you have like a measuring
Yeah.
scale for the water, or you just use your, there's that hand that you've always used? Okay, if I put maybe 3 drops, it's going to be at a certain size.
Okay. So what we normally do, 1 kg of the wheat bran, then you can be able to add 1.5 kgs of water or 1.5 liters of water.
All right.
Now with that, you can be able now to incubate 10 grams of the eggs.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So these eggs are supposed to be incubated here?
Yeah.
Right.
So I'll show you the process of incubating them. So you just make your mixture, then you have your net, just a normal mosquito net. You put it on top here.
Okay.
Then you can tie it round. Kamba iko huko nyuma.
Yes, after tying.
Yes, after tying, you bring your eggs. So this is just small quantities of eggs that we've gotten.
Yes.
You just place them here on top.
Okay. Let me hold this.
So yeah. So once you do that, within the 5 days, the tiny eggs would just crawl inside through the mosquito net and start feeding on the waste. Yeah.
Okay.
Alternatively, once you get your eggs from the cages, you can just come with them and place them here like that. So with this one, you don't have to scrap off the eggs, you don't have to weigh them. You just put them here and then they drop and get inside the waste.
So before we even continue, what motivates them to go into that? What motivates them?
Okay, so first of all, the eggs should not touch water. In case they touch water, they just die. So as a farmer, you're supposed to separate them from the wet substrate. That's why we're using a netting on top. Then the small holes in the net will allow them to crawl inside. So once they hatch, they become the very tiny worm that just falls inside and it starts feeding.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Right. Very interesting. Very interesting. So this is the most simplest way to do it, right?
Yeah.
So what if it's in a large scale? You've gotten your eggs that are big, that are many, that you'd want to to use it in a large scale type of setting.
Yeah.
Do you still use the same process?
Yeah, you can still use the same process, particularly when you're scrapping them out, so that you can be able to weigh them and understand what output you've gotten for that particular day.
Okay.
So that helps a lot. Another thing you can do is have your weight of the eggie before the eggs are in it. You just weigh your eggie. Then after it has deposited the eggs, you can now weigh again and do the math, what amount of eggs you have in there.
Okay.
So you can just place them on top here. You can have as many eggies as you can and just place them on top. The eggs will just crawl inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, very well. So after this, what are we doing?
So after this, you have your now waste made already in the beds, yeah? Which is what we shall see there. You've already prepared your waste in the beds. It's already very well prepared. Then after 5 days, you're going to just take your container full of the small larvae and now introduce it into your bed.
Okay.
Yeah. Then you leave them for a period of 10 days. So after 10 days, this is what you'll be expecting.
So can you
Yes, we can put that aside. You'll be expecting.
So this is the result after 10 days, right?
Yeah, after exactly 10 days, you'll be seeing this. So the top part, they normally hide inside. So, yeah. So you...
Because even as you pick, they still are trying to look at places to hide.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. So this is what we have after
10 days.
10 days of the small eggs that we just harvested, right? Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So after 10 days, you have this.
Yeah.
So what conditions do these survive in? And what do you normally feed them? Yes.
So here we're using a lot of market waste mixed with chicken waste. Yeah, that's all that we're feeding them.
Okay.
Food waste, market waste mixed with chicken waste. Yeah.
Yeah, and what if maybe are there types of maybe feeds that you're going to put here that you have to buy?
Not really. The only type of feed that you can probably buy is the wheat bran, which is now used in very small quantities that you will use now to set up your eggs.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now, after at this stage, how long are they staying in this stage before you maybe move them into a different kind of stage?
So after the 10 days, you're supposed now to separate them because they are ready. As you can see, there are some that are already black in color.
Oh yes,
and some that are already white in
yes,
color.
Yes.
Yeah. So the black ones have already finished eating. They no longer feed anymore once they start turning color.
All right.
So as I was saying, we can use simple units like now such a sieving.
Okay.
Such a sieve to just separate the waste from the worms. Yeah.
So, and do you need to separate the black ones from the other ones that have not?
Not really.
Okay.
You don't have to. But also, we normally feed them every day. So we get your eggs every day. Then you're supposed to introduce them into your feed every day. So that way you're certain that after every exactly 10 days, your output is white in color.
Okay.
These ones are a mixture of white and black because they have overstayed for longer. We have left them to overstay for longer because we want to introduce them back into the cages where they can become flies, and the colony, the whole multiplication reproduction process continues.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But if you're using them for your chicken, they should be at least white in color.
All right.
So after exactly the 10 days, between the 10th and the 12th day, you're supposed to have separated them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now let's look at the sieving process, how it happens, and then now from there we can move to the next stage, right?
Okay.
Okay. So what do we need in the sieving stage? You just need something like this, right?
You just need a sieve and maybe a sack where your waste will go to.
Okay, so we can get a sack. Even as we are now continuing with this particular process, you see, for a farmer who does large scale, is this process as simple as we are looking at it right now?
No, for a farmer who's doing large scale, you have to mechanize your processes. So there's normally a sieving machine where you're supposed to sieve them from, and there's also a mixing machine that helps in mixing your waste.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're supposed to have three types of machines if you're doing it at large scale. The first machine is the crushing machine. So if you get your waste from the market, sometimes you get full avocados, full mangoes and stuff like that, yeah? So you need to crush them and make it into a paste form. So you need to have that crushing machine. Then after that, you're supposed to have a sieving machine for separating the waste and the worms. Then after that, you can have now the drying machine that helps now in drying. Yeah.
All right. Now let's look at the process.
Yeah.
I think this is going to work, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you should just do it simply.
Let's press it here. Right. So even as we were speaking, the worms had gone under the under the waste.
Yeah, they do not love light. They will always hide.
Okay.
Quite photophobic.
Can I also pick? My hand also needs to have contributed to this.
Yeah. Then now you can just shake it simply.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do it.
Okay. Is it fine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So there you have it. You can see the worms that were there. There were quite many, even as they were hiding under the waste. And you can see the black ones, the ones that you were speaking about, and the other ones with the different colors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's a simple way for any small-scale farmer to do the separation.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Then after this stage now, you keep them for them to grow into the next stages. So the next stages are normally black in color.
Okay.
So after keeping them, after a period of 2 weeks maximum, they're supposed to be this. So these ones look that they are dead. They are quite dormant. If you can see, they are not moving at all.
Yes, they're not moving.
But now this is the stage that we normally call the pupa stage or the cocoon stage.
Okay.
And from here, they will just emerge to become the flies. You see some have already started emerging, yeah?
Yes.
They just emerge now and become the flies, like we shall see now in the cages.
Oh, okay.
So this is what you will take into your cage to continue with now your colony. That is the reproduction. Yeah.
All right. So now at this stage, is this the final stage? This is the final stage,
this
right?
is the final stage. After here, they emerge, become flies. The flies lay the eggs, and now the cycle continues.
Right.
But if in case you need to feed your chicken, this is where now you're supposed to feed them from.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I can see some are trying to look for something to eat.
Yeah. No, they are crawling to hide. They say they do not like the light, so they will always, they will always find somewhere to just hide.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for that.
So,
right.
At this stage now, you're getting two main valuable products, yeah? Okay. You're getting your insect protein, which is now the worms themselves that you can feed to your chicken, with a protein percentage of over 40%.
Over 40%.
Yeah, depending on the type of waste that you've used, you can even get protein of about 50%. And also, you're getting now your fertilizer.
This one now.
Yeah. This is now the vermicompost.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what can be where can this be put? Is it on any crop, on any plant that is trying to come up, or is there a specific crop that uses this?
No, this is exactly what any farmer who's doing crop farming can use. You can use it in your coffee, maize, vegetables, flowers, herbs, anything. You can use it to farm.
Okay.
So what it normally does, it helps in treating our soils.
Okay.
We've heard a lot about conversations around our soils being degraded.
Yes.
Yeah, the main component that is lacking in our soils is the microbes, the bacteria, the fungi, the good bacteria and the good fungi that helps with nitrogen fixation, phosphorus fixation and things like that, yeah? So this soil, since it has gone through the gut system of the insect, by the time now the insect poops out, because this is actually insect poop, it's so rich in those microbials that we need in our soils.
Okay.
So this will help in treating your soils and also removing diseases from your soil. We have this constant disease that's affecting actually farmers in Kirinyaga. They call it mudingido, which is wilting. So when you use this, you've cleared the wilting diseases in your potatoes, in your tomatoes, in your coffee, and anything. Yeah. So this is exactly what every farmer out there should be using.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is contained in this? Like, what content do we have? Is it the poop only, or we have other nutrients?
It has a lot of nutrients. It is actually the original Earth's fertilizer. Think of it this way. Before when the world was being created, the worms were created to feed on the waste, and then they can produce fertilizer that is for the plants, yeah? So this is what we are bringing back in our soils. It's rich in the microbial activities, as I've said, the good bacteria, the good fungi, the good protozoa that helps with treating your soils. It's also rich in the nitrogen, potassium, and the calciums. It's also rich in boron that is also necessary for your crops. Yeah, it has a lot of nutrients in them. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we can move to the next process, right? Okay. Well, we are at the final stage of the black soldier fly, and behind me we have the black soldier flies, which are flying all over the place. And Jennifer, so you can explain to us what is happening here and what usually happens at this final stage.
All right. So over here we do have the black soldier fly, the adult stage, which is now the fly.
Yes.
They are contained in such a net. This is what we call the insect net, and also a greenhouse paper so that it can allow enough light. So you can either use the greenhouse paper or you can use the translucent mabati. So light helps them with mating, and also once they mate, they can be able to lay fertilized eggs.
Okay.
So they are contained in here. This is how they look like.
Okay.
So inside the cage, we have two sections. First is water. The black soldier fly does not eat. It feeds on water alone. So we provide to it water in cotton wool.
Okay.
Such a setup here.
This is where the water is.
Yeah, cotton wool soaked in water, and you just place it here, so they will come and draw the water from here. Then we do have another setup called the attractant. Attractant is here, covered in white. It's a stenchy substrate that helps the female fly to lay the eggs. So it's something that will attract the female fly, and it has to smell a lot. It has to smell like waste, so that it can be able to attract the female fly to come and lay the eggs. So for the female fly to lay the eggs, it has to feel like there's food for my babies. The babies feed on waste. So the smell of the waste is what will draw the female fly to come and lay the eggs.
Okay. And this is what we had seen earlier.
Yeah, this is now where they will hide their eggs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's all in this unit. So the female fly lay the eggs, and after laying the eggs, they just die.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they just, both of them.
Yeah.
And what about the male?
The male fly will always die earlier. The male fly takes a period of a maximum of 7 days, then it dies. The female fly can stay for up to 10 days, then it dies.
Okay.
Yeah.
So these ones, the way they are here, they've stayed here for how long, if you can estimate?
So what we normally do, we normally add every day. So we get the pupa, you remember the dormant stage, yeah?
Yes.
We bring it here every day. So what happens, they will always grow while others are dying.
Okay.
Then we just clean up the ones that are dead while others are emerging.
Okay.
So it's a complete cycle where there is emerging, they're dying, they're emerging, they're dying.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now let's get to the final question. When you come to the fertilizer that we had seen, how much do they go for? And the black soldier flies that are dead from here, do you discard them? Do you use them also as nutrients for the soil?
Yeah. Yes, so once the fly emerges, there's also another shell called the pupa shell that is left behind, now the dead flies. So these two are so much rich in calcium, and also they have what we call the inhibiting factor that prevents pests and diseases from attacking your roots. So that's what we normally mix and add into our vermicompost called the Kijani vermicompost. So a bag of the Kijani vermicompost costs 2,500 shillings. And this, as I said, is the original Earth's fertilizer. This is what will control all the pests and diseases on your crops, and it will also treat your soil. And it gets to a point where once you've used the Kijani vermicompost consistently, after some time, you will not need to use fertilizer anymore in your land. Your soil is rich in nutrients. It is so fertile such that you will never need to use any fertilizer anymore.
Okay.
So a bag of the Kijani vermicompost costs 2,500 shillings, and we normally deliver across the country.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Jennifer, thank you so much for
We also
giving
do
us
trainings.
Yes.
Yeah. So we also train people on how they can incorporate such a small system for the black soldier fly farming and also the red worms farming, so that they can be able to cut down on their cost of production. So we conduct trainings every Saturday, and we also offer consultancy services. In case you're interested to do a full-scale black soldier fly unit or red worm unit to produce your own organic fertilizer, you can always reach out to us.
So how can people reach you?
So people can reach us across our social media channels, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram as Dudu Masters, and our mobile number is 0757 077 771. Yeah.
All
So
right.
anybody out there who's interested with insect farming, please reach out to us. The number is 0757 077 771. Or Dudu Masters across all social media channels. Asante sana.
All right, thank you so much for joining us today and giving us your insights and showing us very interesting things. And that fertilizer, even the texture I've seen is very different from what we usually see.
Yeah.
All right, that's it from Farm Kenya today. My name is Kelvin Nyakuni. We've been hanging out with Jennifer, who is a black soldier farmer, showing us the process from the egg up to this fly that you're seeing behind here. Meet us next time, same place right here on Farm Kenya at KTN.